I'm the discipleship pastor and the evangelism pastor over at Oakwood. Been doing some ministry at Oakwood and at A&M University. Things are growing there. We're about to be doing another revival over there this fall. So we are excited. We're grateful for that partnership with our sister school as we continue to pour into them. Last semester, I was recently made one of the chaplains at Oakwood. And so I'm just working at all fronts here. And so it's been a great year. The Knicks won the championship, so I'm extra. I'm feeling good.
Come on now, you know it.
Knicks and 5, folks.
Knicks and 5. I'm telling you.
I kept trying to tell them, but
hey, Jonathan,
okay.
I had to tell him at the beginning of the. He didn't even know.
Yes, and for those who are listening, there's a reason why Pastor Dorsey is so passionate about basketball. You guys who are listening can't actually see him, but Pastor, tell them how tall you are.
They can see us if they go to Facebook and YouTube. Okay.
My nickname at church is 6'8".
Yes, Pastor 6'8".
You're 6'8"?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I did play basketball at Oakwood.
You did? What years were they?
So I was there from 2019 to 2023.
Okay.
And so we played. I had a good time. They couldn't guard me. So it was good. It was good things. So I'm glad I get to pour into the kids now, help them advance their moves and just pour into them. I really am excited for this because I think one of the things growing up, we didn't have, these kind of camps. It'd always be on Saturday afternoons.
That's true. You couldn't do it.
You know what I mean?
Because it wasn't sponsored by our church.
Exactly. Yeah. So now that we're able to have this moment for our kids and, we pour into them spiritually, that's very important, but also just, pour into them and let them expand their skills and get better because let's be honest, if we didn't honor Sabbath, half the NBA would be Adventists.
He's not lying.
We would be.
It's so funny because as soon as the Knicks won the championship, all of a sudden all the Adventists start posting the pictures of all the NBA people who went to their academies when they were in fifth grade and all that stuff.
So I'm just selling the facts, but we're excited. We are.
Yeah, and it's so cool because Pastor Dorsey was one of my students when I was chaplain at Oakwood.
Yes.
And so now it goes from like student and pastor chaplain to now we're co-laborers in Christ and we're co-workers and we're co-pastors and we're homies. So and now we're camp directors.
All right.
Yeah.
Camp directors. Now this is an interesting event that's coming up. Like you said, this is the first time probably, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the knowledge of anything like this happening before in any of our churches, right? In this area. Let me say this area. I don't know about anywhere else. But, having a basketball camp. Right. So you're over the youth department over at Oakwood University Church, and so this is probably one of. I'm sorry, y'all working together.
Yes,
right?
we are working together. Yes. So Pastor Snell is always being super innovative, and it's always been a desire of mine to have a camp. I typically help run the conferences summer camp, which is only 1 week, but we really wanted to be able to do something local that targets our whole community, and so we know that First Church has Safari Camp, which we love Safari Camp, and that's kind of all encompassing. But we know a lot of our kids maybe can't go the whole week, or maybe they can't afford to go the whole time, or they just are wanting something a little bit more targeted. And all of our kids got hoop dreams, especially with the championships and all those things. And so we were looking at something that really gives an opportunity for our kids to get the sports experience, not necessarily a full day, right? So something that gives mom, dads a break, something that's affordable for everybody. Because if you are in Huntsville area, and all my listeners know, in the Huntsville area, summer camp is not cheap.
Right. It is.
You're going to pay blood, sweat, tears, some plasma, and you got to sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace to put your kids in summer camp just for a week.
Right.
And so the week camp, we wanted to make it affordable, but we also wanted to make it spiritual. So there's two components to that. Yes. So yeah.
Okay. So this is for everybody's kids, or I hear you saying for the community, but this is a basketball camp.
It is a basketball camp.
What about those who are not into the basketball? Can they still come?
Anybody can come. So this is for my NBAers. This is for my
Okay.
WNBAers.
Okay.
This is for my non-NBA. But listen, I'm a gymnast. So
Okay.
Pastor 6'8" is Pastor 6'8.
Okay.
Yeah, I am Pastor 5'1". Okay, so basketball is.
Girl, you look taller than that. Okay, you look taller.
I look
I'm just
taller than
letting
that
you
on the
know.
pulpit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And so basketball is not my skill set, but growing up, I was an only child. And so my
Okay.
parents bought me a little basketball hoop. And so it would just be me and my imaginary friends. Do not judge me. It would be me and my imaginary friends out there shooting hoops. And so, it was something that wasn't necessarily, I knew I wasn't going to the NBA,
Okay.
but it was something that I still
Right.
enjoyed. And so whether you are a baller or whether you just want to be active, because let's be honest, our kids need some tablet free time.
Okay.
Our kids need to
Right.
be moving. And studies show that kids who move, kids who get active, they're healthier, right? That's good for them. And so just getting the kids up off the couch, just getting them up and moving is good for them. And so whether they play basketball or whether you just need them up off your couch for a week,
All right.
it is for everybody.
Okay, now you just said something for a week, and I'm gonna get to that. But the first question that had come to my mind is, I just want to be clear: this is for girls and boys.
It's for
right?
girls and for
Okay.
boys.
Okay.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
And we have guy coaches and girl coaches.
Okay, awesome. So now you said for a week.
Yes.
So, all right, when we're registering our children, is it just for a week at a time, or is it for the 3 weeks? Because I thought there were 3 weeks, right?
There are. Go on,
3
Chris.
weeks.
Tell them about
So
it.
we have for the first week, June 29th through the 3rd.
Okay.
Oh, July 3rd, yes. That will be for our elementary. The following week, July 6th through the 10th, will be for our middle school kids.
Okay.
And then from the 13th to the 17th will be for all of our high schoolers.
Okay.
And so we'll be able
Gotcha.
to break it up because we know if a middle schooler is playing a high schooler, it's a David and Goliath
I'm
moment.
sure there are
We-
some that would want to do
Listen,
that.
have you seen some of the middle schoolers? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, they're gonna be challenged.
They are, but we did break it down in a way where the coaches are going to work on specific skills
Okay.
that are developmentally appropriate.
Okay.
So the very first week, this week coming up, is just for our elementary school students. So that's going to be K to 5th grade. So,
Okay.
so kindergartners going to first grade, all the way up to 5th graders, right?
Okay.
And so that's the very first week,
Okay.
Monday through Friday, 9 to 12.
Okay.
And so drop off is at 9. Well, I should say a little bit before 9, because at 9
Okay.
o'clock something special happens, and Pastor Dorsey's going to tell you about that.
Okay,
And
all
then
right.
pickup is at noon.
Okay.
And so that it's just
Just the morning.
it's just the morning,
Okay.
right? So you can get up, you can get that workout in, they can get those muscles going, get that body engaged, and then they can have the rest of the afternoon for, soccer camp or gymnastics camp, or then they can go ahead and,
Or swimming.
or swimming, or, or whatever they're going to do. And then that way they're still okay. And then the next week, second week, is for middle schoolers. So that's 6th through 8th graders. And so those skills are going to be specifically targeted toward that age group. And then the last week is for high schoolers. And so it'll be specifically targeted for that group. And it'll be a little bit more engaging. It's going to be a little bit more hard work. They're going to get in there. They're going to play.
Okay.
They're going to have those, that 3-on-3. It's going to be, more aggressive, that, the kindergartners can't handle that just yet. So, yeah.
Right. So talk a little bit more detail about what each group is going to be learning. So starting with the elementary, when they come into this camp, what is that day going to look like?
They'll be looking at working on just the basics, just trying to get up and down the court of dribbling, working on our passing, our shooting, because, they're still in that developmental stage. And so we're going to take it, not easy, but we want them to at least get the fundamentals.
Okay.
Middle schoolers, we're going to go to that next level. Okay. We're going to be doing, some boxing out drills, some rebounding, some shooting, like some conditioning. Bring your conditioning sneakers.
Okay.
Because you don't want to be with a player that can only play 5 minutes and asking for a sub. You know what I mean? We want you to be conditioned, ready to go. We want you to be, we're going to have jump roping because it's all for cardio. We're going to have some strength training. So if you haven't practiced push-ups, start practicing. You got a couple of days to get warmed up. So,
Okay.
And then our high schoolers. Now, I'll tell you this: the high schoolers have been doing a lot of talking lately. And I just got to the point where it's like, you know what? I told my wife I'm gonna have to bring out my sneakers from Oakwood
Out of
days and
retirement.
just come out of retirement and just let them know, who's still king of the court around here.
Wow.
So, but we're gonna be pouring into them as well, and honestly,
Wait,
getting
how
them
old
ready.
are you now?
So I just turned 30. I just turned 30, but I still got it.
Okay.
That's what they all say till they start icing
Exactly.
those knees at the end of camp.
I will be stretching with them. Okay, I will be stretching with them. But no, honestly, we're going to be preparing them for the JV, for the varsity, and preparing our seniors for the college level as well.
Okay.
Because we want them to be ready for the next level. I think so many times we kind of focus on the level that they're at, but we want to prepare them for that next level. And it's imperative that you are there at 9:00 because we're going to be having devotion.
Let's talk about that, because it's not just fun and games,
exactly.
right?
We're going to pour into them spiritually, and if you are not there for devotion, you cannot participate. You can only watch from the sidelines, and we're going to stick with that because basketball and the Lord, it goes hand in hand. It does,
hand in hand.
And we want them to get closer to Christ during this time as well.
Right.
And even I was reading it was a devotional, and it was talking about how when you see the people who go to the NBA and people who go to the Olympics, and you hear them talking about how they made it, you never hear them talk about the coaches who let them go off easy. You never hear about the coaches who let them sleep in. You never hear them talk about the coaches who gave them the day off. You hear them praise the coaches who pushed them, who were hard on them. The coaches who like, man, I didn't want to, but my coach never let me quit and never let me give up. The ones who really, pushed them and drove them and motivated them. And so much of the success you see on the court happens in the locker room. It happens when in those locker room speeches. It happens in the motivational phase. It happens what's happening when they're learning the playbook, right? And so the most important playbook we can give to our young people is the Bible, is the playbook that they are getting in their character, the playbook of ethics, right? The playbook of values, right? The playbook of how do I treat my teammates? How do I treat my neighbors, right? You want to be on the team, right? But you don't do your homework, right? And that's going to affect your ability to play. So let's get that in them now while we have them. Let's talk about, listen, work hard now so you can play longer later. And so we're going to be tying those spiritual and motivational lessons into the day. So you got to get the hard work before you do the hard work.
Okay.
So that's why it's important and imperative for our young people to be there for the morning motivation before they play, because I think in our world we emphasize the play. Come on now. And so often our kids got skills, but they don't have character, right? And so we don't want to miss that part. So to all of my parents, we need you to get their kids there on time, because they can't, because the littles can't drive themselves, right? So parents, we need you there because this is a partnership, right? So in the same way you want us to pour into those children, physically with their gross motor skills. You want to be in the stand, I'm a basketball mom, and we want to be that. We want to make sure that we partner with those parents to say, not only is my kid a good ball player, but my kid helps the kid who falls on the court. My kid listens to the coach. My kid comes home and, they're getting their homework done so that they can go out and do the play. My kid is the kid that's getting up early and takes the lap around the neighborhood to get that conditioning without us having to wake him up. And those are the skills that we're trying to impart in them, because that's what makes the difference to me. Chris, you can tell me.
Honestly, it's imperative right now that they form a spiritual foundation at this age, because if they see that the Lord is blessing them through basketball, then he'll bless them with their schoolwork or their friendship or relationships or whatever else comes in their life. They can always depend, the Lord helped me back then, he'll do it again. And so parents, we're here to help. We got your back. We're going to make this a lot more easier on you. And plus, this is a nice spiritual, recreational environment. You know what I mean? Like so many times you have these coaches who are hard, but they're cussing the kids out or doing a whole bunch. We will not have any of that here. You know what I mean? Like we'll be tough on them, but we'll be encouraging at the same time. So
nice.
if you haven't signed up your kids, sign them up. Get your niece, your nephew, and we'll be here. We're going to have a great time.
So we know this is giving the parents an opportunity to have some little time off while they're going to be dropping their kids off. But can they stay if they wanted to, or is that
no
allowed
problem.
if they wanted to stay and watch? And like
now
you said,
they can stay. However, we've hired all of our coaches.
Right, and then we get ready to talk about.
We have hired all of our coaches. So
nobody on the sidelines trying to coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
So come and sit and be quiet, right?
Yes, you are more than welcome to hang out in the parking lot, catch you a nap.
Take pictures.
Take pictures.
I can see some parents trying to be out there. That's why I had to ask to make sure that at least they're allowed to come and sit, right? All right. So who are the coaches? Let's talk about that. Who are these coaches?
So we have a number of coaches. We'll start with the ladies first. The first one we have is Gabriella Wade. She used to play basketball here at Oakwood.
Okay.
She's definitely a hooper.
Yeah, she's a hooper.
She's a hooper. Our second one is Maya Walters. All right, I played. We was playing at Oakwood at the same time. She is definitely a baller, and
she's a marathon runner.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So she's gonna condition the kids.
Nice.
Yes, she does. Then a couple of my former teammates. Our first one is Vic Fuller.
Okay.
I played with him. I recently baptized him a couple of weeks ago. And Vic
Jonathan
is a baller. He is a
Okay.
baller, and he is looking forward to it. Our second guy is Quay Horton. He was another one of my teammates. Great hooper, very athletic. Can jump over anything, dunk on anybody. That's the only person I kind of get a little nervous, but I can still take him. I can still take him. And then our last person is Christian White. He is a great guy. He works over at the church as well, and he's going to be pouring in to our kids. He actually works at the academy now as an assistant coach, and so we are excited. And of course, myself, Pastor Mann will be there. Pastor Snell will pop in from time to time.
Okay.
There have been a couple of requests I've seen from the online audience if they wanted to know at the end of the camp if Pastor Snell was going to go against me one-on-one.
Oh,
and, I'm going to word this carefully because I want to keep my job.
All right.
But, if Pastor Snell wants to go one-on-one with me, he can. That is no problem. Yeah, that is no problem. I love that's my guy.
Okay, but I hear a but.
We know the outcome is going to be.
Pastor
I love
Snell,
him, though.
Pastor Snell, you've been called. Pastor Snell, you've been called.
Okay, but I want to let everybody know in the video and the advertisement, he did make that shot the first time.
I was about to say, did I see something?
He did
that
make
was
the
the
shot
first
the first
time.
time.
That
Yes,
wasn't
it
like
was. No. He did make it the first time.
Because word on the street is when he was at Oakwood, he was a baller.
Yes,
that's the word.
That's what I heard. So.
That's the word. That's the word.
So, if he wants to, we can make it happen. We can make it happen. Nice Saturday night social.
Yeah,
So
I love it.
So tell us how our parents, those that are listening right now, can sign up their kids to be a part of this basketball camp.
Absolutely. So they can go on our social media pages. They can go on Oakwood, so www.oucsda.org. And so they can sign up there. They can also reach out to our church office. You can go online to Oakwood University SDA Church, and the office number is there. They can call. They can register online. There are QR codes. The registration link is online as well. It's on our social media pages, and so they can go there and register. And the camp is only $50 for the week.
Oh wow! Okay,
it's $50 for the week.
Okay,
and so we provide spiritual motivation.
Okay.
Coaches.
Yes.
We provide Gatorade and a snack.
Okay.
You can't get that
nice.
for anywhere else. You can't get that anywhere else.
Wow.
And so we definitely want to encourage you all to go ahead and register. Now for our younger group, our elementary group.
That we're just starting this Monday,
yes, that
right?
is starting this Monday.
Okay.
So we do have, our group is getting full. So if you are interested in registering, we want to go ahead and get you to go ahead and register. The registration will close at 50.
Okay.
At 50 kids. So if you
50 kids every week?
Every week, yes.
Okay.
50 kids
50 kids
every
a week.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
50 kids a week. So if you're interested, go ahead and register. And we want to encourage you. Camp is more fun when kids bring their friends.
Right.
So bring your child, bring your neighbor, bring your friends, bring your cousins and them.
Right.
Bring everybody. We want everybody to enjoy this and to be there. We also wanted to mention, because we did have some asks about transportation.
Okay.
So because this is a half-day camp, transportation is not provided. So that's why so go ahead and carpool. Have somebody. I'll do morning drop off. If you do afternoon pickup, this is when you recruit those grandparents
Right.
to go ahead and get on grandparent duty and do that noon pickup if you're a working parent. But this is an opportunity you don't want to miss. And this is also a pilot program. And so this is something we want to grow. And so if there is good community support and church support, this is something that we can get grant funding for. This is something that we can grow. This is something that we can do more with.
Right,
and
right.
so we can go from a half-day program to a full-day program. This is something that can really grow if our community supports it.
Amen. All right, one more time. Where to go to register?
Yes.
Give me one of those places.
Yes.
The main one.
So the main
I don't want them to be confused about. Wow.
Yes. So I would say the best place to go register, I would say, where you say, Chris?
The church center. Or what church center? But I think just go on the website.
Go on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, www.oucsda.org is the
Awesome.
best place to register. And so that way if you're tech savvy, not tech savvy, you can find it there. There's a QR code there, and if you can't find the QR code, just scroll to the bottom and call the church.
All right,
There
all
you
righty.
go.
That's it. And the first week is starting
The
next
first
week, but it's
week's-
for our babies.
Yes, first
elementary.
week starts
But
Monday.
you can call anytime and go ahead and
Yes.
register for whatever week you
You
want.
can
to.
register for
Okay.
whatever week you want to. And we're going to pour into your babies. And again, remember, if you don't come for morning motivation, you don't play. So you got to be
Gotta
there
be
for
there.
morning motivation, because it's important that we reflect character on the court. So we got to start with the character before we get to the court.
Amen. Thank you guys for being with us and hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
Tell us about this exciting event. I'm so happy about this. It's
Yes.
really great. And anybody listening right now, remember, this is for you, the public. It's not just, for the church. It's for everybody. Everybody that's
Everybody.
listening. You're listening right now. You got some kids,
Everybody.
grandkids. You can be a part of it and just
Everybody.
register.
And
on
I
the
also want to
website.
say, if you are in our listening area, especially if you're close to the radio station, it's happening right on Oakwood University's campus. So the kids can walk
Right.
if they want to. If you're local, if you're close to Oakwood University area, we do have walkers, so that's okay. The kids can walk too.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Y'all hang out with us just for a few minutes because we have a new segment that comes up now. It's called the Morning Fast Break, and it's all about sports. So we're going to go ahead and switch it over to Jonathan Walden, who's going to give us a fast break.
Good Thursday morning. This is Jonathan Walden with your morning fast break. And before we get into today's headlines, if you were listening to Breakfast Chat a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, you heard us talking about the basketball camp at Oakwood University Church. It's always encouraging to see young athletes putting in the work to develop their game, because you never know where that journey could take them. Maybe one day one of those kids will hear their name called on draft night or even become the next face of the NBA.
You never know, right?
And so speaking of the NBA, Austin Reeves is reportedly staying in Los Angeles on a 4-year, $185 million deal. That is a massive payday for a player who went undrafted and had to earn everything in the league. We've really watched Austin Reeves grow from a role player to a fan favorite to now being viewed as a real piece of the Lakers roster, the Lakers' future. And honestly, this tells me the Lakers are now not treating him like some nice storyline, nice role player guy. They see him as a part of the core, and rightfully so. He's continued to prove that he has the talent to become a potential all-star, and I think this season he can make a legitimate case for himself to make his first all-star appearance. Now the question becomes for the Lakers, what does the rest of the Lakers offseason look like? You just signed him for a extended contract of $185 million for 4 years. You have to find role players that can continue to develop and be able to impact the Lakers playoff stretch, because this past year they had a good playoff stretch, but unfortunately Austin Reeves was injured, Luka Doncic was injured, and if you can find an extra piece, or not even extra piece, if you can just hope that your team is healthy,
Yes.
then you can make an impact in the Western Conference. And the biggest thing for the Lakers, like I said, is health, especially with LeBron James. It looks like this is LeBron James' last year. We don't know for sure yet.
Right.
He likes to keep it anonymous. He likes to
Right.
keep it. He likes to keep us waiting for what he has to say. But
As it should be.
I think this is going to be maybe his farewell tour.
Hope
and
not.
I hope not either. I hope he can play forever.
Right. Right.
And,
He's going on his Moses tour.
right. Right. So the standard really isn't just making the playoffs for the Lakers. It's making a deep run, and it's bringing a championship to Los Angeles. Can they do that? That's the question. And now let's head to the pitch. Team USA is back in action tonight against Turkey at the FIFA World Cup. The Americans have already clinched the top spot in Group D, so this match is really about building momentum and staying sharp before the knockout stage begins. And when you dive into the numbers, the U.S. team has earned the attention it's getting. Through 2 matches, they're 2-0 with 2-0 with 6 points and a +5 goal differential. Offensively, they're averaging 3 goals per match.
Okay.
They're averaging 3 goals.
3 goals.
3
Okay.
goals, averaging,
Wow.
led by
Wow.
Folarin Balogun with 2 goals, while Alex Freeman and Gio Reyna have each added a goal to their own. Defensively, this is a great team.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
a good team, and they're looking to surprise the world. Historically, this has been a hurdle for the United States. Reaching the knockout stage hasn't been the issue. This is reoccurring for the United States to reach the knockout stage. It's about making a deep run. The last time the U.S. reached the World Cup quarterfinals was back in 2002. That
Wow.
is 2
Okay.
decades.
Okay.
No goodness.
So
Wow.
for all my soccer fans and all my American fans, you're hoping that we can make a deep run into the World Cup and shock the world.
All right.
That's your morning fast break. I'm Jonathan Walden, and have a great morning.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Your future with Oakwood University's 100% online degree completion program. Whether it's business administration, information technology,